Okay, so this is the third class on Flash, and in this class we're going to talk about using working with video in Flash. So I started off with a document, with a blank document, and to begin using video in Flash, you have to have a video file, and you can use a variety of different files, like it generally likes QuickTime movie files. A file format called H.264 or FLV files. You can to import your movie or your video, you just go to File, Import, and you go Import Video, and then it brings up this dialog box. The first step is that you want to pick or find your video, so just hit Browse, and I'm just going to pick this sequence 1. It's already set up. And then you have a few options down here. One is load external video with playback component. What that does is basically it references the video file and allows for progressive download. So it basically links to a video file and it will start playing immediately as somebody accesses the Flash file. The alternative is embed FLV in the SWIFT file. So basically, you're importing the whole video file into your final SWIFT file, and that way, depending on your video size, can really, for one, have your end SWIFT file will be huge, and it has to basically download the whole video file to the person's computer before they can see it. Generally, the load external video and playback component, the first option, is the preferred choice with that. The third one is import as mobile device, like a video bundled in SWIFT, and that's if you're actually working on video for mobile devices, which in this case we're not. So, the last parameter here is already deployed to a web server. So if you have video that's on a web server, you can put a URL in this space here. But in this particular case, we're just going to use the first option, load external video with playback component. A lot of times you'll receive video files in various formats, or you may want to optimize the videos to decrease the file size or maybe reformat it in a different way. To do that, you want to click on this button down here that says Launch Adobe Media Encoder. I haven't saved this document first, so it's telling me I have to save it before I can go to the Media Encoder. So let's save it. And it's telling me now that after I encode my video, I just have to switch from the Adobe Media Encoder back to Flash, and just click the Browse button to select your newly encoded video file. So hit OK. And now it's loading Adobe Media Encoder, and it is a separate application. So you can see it down the bottom bar here that it is a separate program. The first step is make sure we have the right video. We do. You can pick a format, either H.264 or F4V. Generally, you probably just want to stick with the FLV, F4V. It's going to be probably the most compatible format. And then the next step is to choose a preset. When you click on that, you can start off with certain presets up top here. I clicked on this top button. And if you want to use just any one of the basic presets, we have some HD ones here. We have web large, widescreen, NTSC source. So you can start with whatever basically fits for your need. And if you can't really tell exactly what these settings are until you click on them, so just try one. Let's just do web medium here, widescreen. Okay. I was looking for, there's options to actually edit the optimization of your flat video file, and it wasn't showing, but they have a little drop down button right here to go in advanced mode. So you just click that. This particular video doesn't have audio, so I'm going to uncheck the audio. If you want, it starts off in the filter pane, so if you want to add a blur to it, you can do that. Sometimes when resizing videos, if you're shrinking it down and you have a lot of small lines in the video, it can create aliasing, so you may need to blur it a little bit to reduce the aliasing. You kind of have to take it per video and see how it looks. Next one is format. You can do FLV or F4V. F4V is kind of the newer format, and gives you a few more options for optimization. So you probably want to just use F4V. And then the video, you have your video pane here. If you need to resize the video, you can do that now. And more than likely, you're probably going to want to keep the constrained width height checked, so it's linked, so you don't have a stretched video in any particular direction. Frame rate. You generally want to keep it same as source. It does depend on the video. The higher the frame rate, the larger the end file is going to be. But if you use too small of a frame rate, or a frame rate that's a little bit off, you can get like a jitter effect in the video. So you can try maybe a lower one, maybe about 24. You never want to go lower than 15, because it creates a strobe effect that's visible to the eye. Anything below 15, so you generally want to be over 15. 24 is good. Most video that comes in is going to be shot at either 30 frames a second or 29.97 frames a second. 29.97 is standard broadcast video time frame. So you want to generally use that. But if you're having problems with your file being too large, then you can try maybe 24 frames per second and see if it works that way. In this particular case, this video is 29.97, so we'll just do, you can either do statement source or do 29.97. The safest way is just doing statement source. Okay. Field order. Broadcast video, most video shot is shot interlaced, meaning that it's broken up into lines, alternating lines. So what your TV does is it produces one series of lines real quick, and then it produces the other series of lines, and those are called fields. And when you put the fields together, those equal one frame. And the reason why it does that is, back in the day, the lasers that would shoot the images on your TV screen, it just couldn't shoot fast enough, couldn't get all that information at one time. So it did it in alternating lines in succession to create that individual frame. If you nowadays, though, you hear the phrase like 720p or 1080p. That's considered progressive. So what's that? Progressive doesn't have interlacing, doesn't interlace those. It doesn't have the individual fields. It just has a frame. And by choosing progressive, you are going to shrink your file size down. You may notice you may notice a little jittering in the video when going to progressive. But if you're going out to web format, generally progressive is the way to go. And if you're not going to progressive, you want to probably choose lower. Most video is set to lower for the field order. So it'd be either lower or none.